Okay.
Welcome. It is the Wildcat Weekly Wrap-Up, and I am talking loud because we are in construction zone. As you can take it, I am in Catio Town where progress keeps happening. I want to give you guys a quick update of where Catio Town's at. It's a busy day today. And then you can go inside where it's a little quieter and do some cat updates. So they have the tin on.
Woo!
Inside the building today, they've set the drains and they're digging out a bunch of things to be able to do the concrete next. But first they're doing the drainage system, the electric's in, the septic's in.
It's looking very good. We're excited. Yes.
So we're outside here. They're doing more tin on the side. We're kind of in the Catio yards right now. And we're had crew days, volunteers that were putting together some Catio Town items. It's fun to see a lot of the houses that you guys built or bought from Amazon wish list. I've seen cat condos. I've seen benches for the cat rooms. It's amazing that you guys are helping this all come together. It rained last night, so it's a little crazy, but it's a little muddy, but I love when it's busy. On top of this, as you guys know, we were doing Catio Creek, and today another $4,000 of cattle was delivered so that we can prep for the next enclosure in Catio Creek. We're just never stopping here for the cats because you make it happen for us. So let's kind of take a walk back inside and we can do some cat updates for all of you and kind of what's been going on here at CTio.
And Tammy, do you mind just showing where this catio is going to be? Because we're in an L-shaped catio right now. So do you want to walk from end to end just to show people how large this?
Here.
Yes.
I'll show you where the catio is going to start.
That's the start of the catio, and then she's going to walk to the other end. So that is just one catio for one group of cats, which is very exciting.
Yeah, so it's a lot different than a catio that you might put in your house or the one that's off of our office. We're trying to give them a lot of outdoor and indoor room. And then as we talked about, we still have some area, grassy area behind this building where there'll be kind of a play yard so cats can still rotate out in the grass and things like that. But we're really excited for this. Also a lot more vertical space. Everything is 9 feet at the lowest point and goes up, so the cats will love the vertical space. We have 40-inch TVs in every one of the cat rooms so that they can watch their nature shows, their cartoons, whatever they want. We have some outdoor heaters going in the catio so that it can be used year-round. There's just so much that the staff and everybody thought put into this of what the cats need. And on top of it, the caretakers have been doing more play dates and possible mergers of more hybrid and bengal groups in hopes that they can live together in some of the bigger spaces here and then increase capacity for what Catio Town can hold in the future.
It's very exciting. Now we can go inside. Thank you, Tammy. Exactly. So I'm just going to turn around and kind of show as you walk towards inside. One last look at Catio Town, everyone. Tammy just showed where a catio is going to be. She kind of went over, so if you missed the beginning of the live, I definitely encourage you to head back to the beginning. Hi, Kiara. You're so funny. She's excited. And this is how it goes every time, everyone. Kiara gets this excited every time. All right, the hard hats are off. Back inside. Sleeping cats, of course. All right.
And then we will get to the office.
Yes. I think that's a good demonstration, Tammy, of how close Catio Town is. You're going to be able to look right out your window here and see it. It's just across the way, so exciting to see that develop. Let me move this chair here. We'll get you set up. Everybody will get to look at Catio Town for a moment. And then
awesome.
There we go. All right, I'm going to leave you to it.
Thank you. Back in the office. So you guys got a little sneak peek of Catio Town and what's been going on. So let's get to it. Play dates. The caretakers have been busy. We have some kind of new groupings that were interesting. As you know, Max the Bengal had to have his leg amputation. So him and his buddy Tiger the Bengal moved temporarily into the bunkhouse. And Tigger the Bengal lives in the living room part of the bunkhouse. So they've been doing some play dates with those three. Just thinking that based on Max's age and his 3 legs, he's gonna need a quieter place to live in the Catio Town area. So, sorry, that's the radio. So in lieu of that, Monica and Phoebe are Savannahs that used to live with Tiger and Max. But Monica and Phoebe, have been living next door to Lady, DJ, and Axel, and I feel like I'm missing one more there in my head, sorry. So they started a play date with that group, and that group looks like it's merging. And when they merge together in these temporary spaces, it's really positive, because we know once they go to Catio Town, it's gonna be a much bigger space for them to have together and be able to separate. And so we think that merger's going really well. Obviously, once we know it's finalized, we will update all the sponsor parents, but everything's in the works right now. And then also, Harley, has kind of been by himself and living next to Riku's group, and he just wasn't merging with Riku at all. So we've put him into Merlin's group, who also has Jewel, Gwen, Ledger, and Rachel. And so he's in a separate kind of holding yard, getting used to the others before a play date happens, because he can tend to be a dominant male. So we're looking at those kind of groupings, and that would be awesome if we had those 3 group mergers, because then they can go into the bigger spaces in Catio Town. And then the staff and I, once we know if those guys are merging or not, we are gonna sit down, look at the rooms and catios, and figure out which group goes where. So that's been crazy. We're also thinking of moving Puma, who's a single Bengal, and try him in the hospital, because Dr. Campbell is missing his cat since he adopted Benji and Sophia. We are considering moving Topper into the hospital, but Topper is not using his litter box at all, and we definitely don't want to ruin any of the nice hospital equipment. So that's been kind of going on and off. Today I was on a call with the Netherlands talking about their cat crisis over in Europe, and that they just don't have the sanctuary system that the United States does, and is there any way we can work together? So I'm still working on that. On top of that, I've been working to help bobcats find a home, and I will tell you, I can't find a sanctuary, a zoo, a facility that has space for bobcats. And I know many of you support many sanctuaries. You don't even have to worry about listing them. They have all been contacted, but it is just a small cat crisis in Minnesota. So don't worry, we're not giving up. We have some options and some news we'll be sharing with you in the future on that. It's also been an emotionally heavy week, because we had our ash release ceremony this week, where we do our memorial for all the cats that have left us in the last 12 months. And there was a lot. And so it is closure for us. It's a way that we read poems. It's a way that we go around and share memories of each cat and try to celebrate their life. But it definitely is a hard day, because you remember so much of how much you loved those animals and that you're not with them every single day. But I really appreciate the staff that comes together and made the life so special for all of those. And of course, I released baby Jenga's ashes, which just along with all the other cats' ashes we've released is a lot. But I will tell you, a happy thing is that Tyler brought Hank, the domestic he adopted yesterday, in for a vaccine. So I got to see Hank again and spend the day with him. So that's always good. I know people are guessing about what bobcat needs a home and where. Again, we will share information when we can and share news when we can. There's always rescues. And as you guys saw, that the 4 Bengals that we couldn't accommodate from the Nebraska Humane Society, Cedar Hill could, our friends at Cedar Hill who have really started taking in a lot of Bengals for us and the part of the small cat crisis, took those Bengals in. We had our volunteers and we paid for the entire transport from Des Moines, Iowa to Cedar Hill, Mississippi, and all the way back. And so when we have volunteers that can do transports for us, and that are experienced in transport, what a huge help that is, because that's staff hours and donor money that doesn't have to be used, because when we send staff on a rescue, we also have to backfill them here at the sanctuary, so we're really paying double for that. Some rescues obviously have to be our staff and animal caretakers, but when it can be volunteers, we're so appreciative of Sue and Dawn who took on that for us. What else is coming up? So we have Tigerthon, remember, coming up over the next few months. We have our first Legacy Pride event coming up at the end of this month. So those that have put TWS in their will, it is Make a Will Month, get to come on site and see, you know, where their legacy will be. And, you know, legacy giving for many years was a really uncomfortable thing for nonprofits to do, because you don't want to talk about people's plans after they pass away. But there's really another way to think about it, is that people are on this planet for a period of time. They work so hard for their money that we want them to be remembered the way they want to be remembered, and we want to honor their wishes of that hard-earned money. So if they want to give a legacy to the cats and always be known for being such a compassionate person for animals, what a win-win for us in the future, our sustainability, but also for that person to really leave behind the message they want to leave. We're also seeing a lot of people choosing to spend their legacies before they are gone. That's another wonderful way, is, you know, they already know what their plan is and how much money they have, and instead of waiting until they pass away, they're choosing to donate that money while they're still here and being able to see their dollars at work. And that's another special way we can help. So if you haven't planned a will, I recommend you do, even if you don't put TWS in it, because really your wishes should be respected. We don't want your hard-earned money going to probate. You don't want family fighting over it. You don't want to leave stress for your family. If you have a pet, you definitely want to make sure your pet has a plan and is cared for. And really, you guys spent a lifetime building whatever your legacy plan is, and I just want to see you guys honored, because you are amazing people, not only to the sanctuary here, but to so many other nonprofits and family members and furry family members. So that's kind of my plug for plan giving. I will tell you, at 29, it was when I had my first will, and I bought a life insurance policy so that if something ever happened to me, that TWS would not be negatively affected, and that there was money to hire staff and everything else. Because when I was at 29, we were an all volunteer organization. We didn't have paid staff. We didn't have succession planning. And so that was really important to me from when I started the sanctuary till now, till we have just amazing, almost 20 staff, interns, volunteers, 140 cats, and all of you. What a ways it's come. It's come so far. But saw some things yesterday. So as you remember, Pandora had her wellness exam. We sent out some tests on her after a wellness exam that we're waiting on. But this paw print was done. And so I love seeing all the amazing enrichment I've seen recently for the animals, the construction that's been going on, the projects. It's amazing. If you guys remember, we had a caretaker named Mike who left and went out into the world. Well, he's back visiting this week, and he came for the ash release ceremony as well and is helping out. And so to see faces we've seen before come back and really want to help, and then just be in awe that he said, when you were leaving, you were saying, I'm going to do Catio Town. Let's do this. We need to do this for the cats. He goes, and I work at a zoo now, and our plans are 4 or 5 years in the making for the future. And I come back and Catio Town's like in progress. He's like, it's just
crazy, amazing, and wonderful. So that's always really, really nice to hear. Trying to think of everything else. My brain's kind of going a little bit like this because it's just been a whirlwind of a week between all of the contractors that keep coming and going, the volunteers that have been on site doing mowing. It seems weird that we're almost even thinking about getting ready for winter, like what is the fall transition and the winter transition. And I know many of you keep asking about Lucy, the Argentina tiger update. And so stay tuned. I am trying to get some finalized details on Lucy and what the next steps are for her and kind of her permit and hopefully process to coming to the sanctuary before winter. So if you can hang on for another few weeks, I should have information to share with all of you about that. So thank you for being with me for the update today. I look forward to giving you more updates. And if you are a founding member of Catio Town, I'm going to try and get some photos and videos out to you today so you can kind of see what's been going on. But I appreciate you all so very much and have a great rest of your week.